My name is Buster Balloon. I'm from Garden Grove, California, and I am a balloon artist. I've been making balloon sculptures about 30 years now. I've appeared at the White House twice. One magazine called me the Michelangelo of balloons.
Hello, Pachucolandia. This is JJ Gonzalez at Al Pachuco Zoot Suits with Pachuco Lifestyles. Today we have a very special client of ours, Buster Balloon.
That's me. Hi.
How you doing, brother?
I'm great. How are you, my friend?
Good, good. And we invited Buster Balloon because he has been an important client, customer, friend, family friend of the Estrellas for a long time. And we wanted to have him come on and explain what he does and how he's, getting through the downtime. So Buster, how are you doing today?
I'm great. I've had 2 naps already, so pretty excited about that. Ate some dino-shaped chicken nuggets, and yeah, good day. It's a good day so far.
Good, man. That sounds good. So, Buster, as I said, you've been a longtime customer. Why don't you give us a little bit about your background, your upbringing, where you grew up, and where you're living today?
I grew up in Southern California. I've lived in Orange County pretty much my whole life, except for I moved to Wisconsin on accident for a year and a half, but we don't talk about that. Otherwise, though, yeah, Orange County my whole life. And actually, I went to high school at Anaheim High School, which is right down the street from El Pachuco. And so I think I was probably my junior, senior year in high school, I used to go to downtown Fullerton every weekend and just hit all the vintage shops and stuff. And I passed El Pachuco's, hundreds of times on my bike. And then years and years later, I decided I wanted to actually get a zoot suit for my performing, and walked in, and it's been a wonderful, magical romance ever since.
All right. Yeah, so you're a homegrown Anaheim resident then, right?
Yeah, born and bred.
All right.
Okay. So keep recording. So there was a ripple in the background a minute ago. So I got to know, because it didn't look like. Is that green screen behind you, or do you actually have a billboard-sized poster of that photo of El Pachuco?
That is our what do you call it? Our step and repeat banner.
That is stinking fantastic.
So I set it up in my little studio here in the evening, and this is my studio. So
I love that. That makes me happy. Okay, I'm sorry. Go back to your question now.
Yeah, I was just asking you about you're a balloon artist. What do you call yourself?
I go balloon artist, balloon twister, geek, dork, hey you. They all work.
All right.
Although really, I've started the last few years, I've kind of moved away from still twisting balloons, of course. That's still a big part of it. I legally changed my name to Buster Balloon, so I'm pretty committed to that at least. But really moving more into being focused more on the entertainment aspect. So still creating the balloons, but really trying to integrate that with comedy and magic and live performances where I can actually interact and create a real experience for families. That's the part I'm really enjoying these days.
Great. Yeah, and I know you've been to many of the family parties and performed at Vanessa and Ray's parties, so we, recommend Buster highly. So now let's go back. As far as your uniform of choice, it's a zoot suit, as you mentioned.
Yes.
So tell us why have you picked a zoot suit? What kind of what does it do for you that you think it's necessary for your act or to wear it? Because we're happy because you come and buy them from us. But what is the attraction for your act?
Actually, I think the first memory I have of a zoot suit is when I was a kid watching Tom and Jerry, and there's a Tom and Jerry cartoon where Tom is trying to woo a girl cat, and he makes a zoot suit out of a hammock and starts singing to her in the backyard. And that stuck with me my entire life. That image of that really great suit with the broad shoulders and the long coat. I was like, I want to own one of those someday. I distinctly, as a child, remembering I want to own a suit like that someday.
Right.
And then, high school, I totally fell in love with Cab Calloway and that whole era. So, just culturally watching zoot suits pop up in everything that I loved, from cartoons to movies to music. And then when I really got serious about performing and I wanted to create a really distinct, unique look, And I didn't know anybody who actually owned a zoot suit. I had never seen a zoot suit in the wild, only on TV and in movies.
Right.
And then I remembered the shop, and I actually went in half out of curiosity because I couldn't believe there was a shop that sold nothing but zoot suits in the world.
Right.
And walking in, and this is back when, you know, Grandpa was still minding the counter back then with his little black and white TV there in front of him. And I walk in and I'm like, oh, wow, they have zoot suits here. And while I'm looking around, I hear him on the phone. He's like, what's that? Okay, yeah. All right, got it, yeah. 80 zoot suits to Chicago next week. We'll have them for you. Like, holy crap. So, and it was some stage production that was happening in Chicago, and he was taking an order. I'm like, oh, apparently there is a need for zoot suits in the world.
Right. All right. So the other question I have is, and now we call, you know, you do, I guess you would say a comedy act as well as perform with the balloon and doing balloon sculptures, figures. Now, where, as far as your travels, I mean, you go worldwide? Where's the furthest place you've gone to perform? Because I know you're
everywhere. I've been to Israel, Australia, most of Asia, most of Europe at this point, just about anywhere. But most of my shows are still local here in Southern California. This is home, and no matter how much fun it is to travel, I always love, especially like community events. I love like schools and libraries, anything where families in the community are coming together, and I can add some fun to that and just help be a part of that bonding experience. That's the best stuff for me.
Great. Yeah, because I know I've looked at your website, and you do a tremendous amount of work as far as, you know, concerts in the parks I think you go to, and a lot of the community events in the cities that right now, unfortunately, are kind of, I did see a concert in the park yesterday that they did live. So hopefully in some, you know, sort of way, they're going to bring it back. So, and I understand now, as far as the balloons, you have something you're going to do for us?
Oh yeah.
Why don't we see what Buster Balloon, one of his grand performances here.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons why, you know, we're talking about why I picked the zoot suit, and I went on a tangent about the history, but I think one of the things I love about the zoot suit is, from a performer standpoint, I want to look professional. So, you know, wearing a suit is part of being professional, at least in most people's eyes. Professional performers wear suits, magicians, comedians, whatever. But at the same time, the zoot suit's so unique and different. So it's still a suit and a tie, but like kids see it and they understand that there's something different, that it's something more whimsical than what other grown-ups are wearing in front of them.
Right.
And so that automatically, it sets the tone for the character and the performances that I'm trying to put together.
And just as you're doing that, I've seen some of the unique work that Buster has done, and man, incredible things that it's not just your ordinary balloon art. He does some extraordinary creations. So let's see what he's going to have for us here. And his lungs are outstanding, I can tell.
It's getting pretty close. Hang on. It's going to be beautiful. They don't look like much early on, but once it comes together, it really comes together. Just gotta kind of wait till you.
Probably easier for you to do it standing, and you're sitting down right now, so I'm sure you're used to doing it standing up.
Oh, here. Yeah, it actually is easier. Hang on, I'm going to stand up for a second, so I'm going to draw a shot. Sorry about that. Okay. There we go. So just a little bit more there.
Wow.
And just let me detail here.
Wow, look at that. I would have to say that looks like a car.
There we go.
All right, there's a car.
The
Nice.
convertible.
Wow, beautiful. Wow, did that in less than 5 minutes. Wow, that's incredible. But
Yes, and totally live.
yes,
I didn't
appreciate
switch anything out when I
I
stood
wish I
up.
was there so I could take it home and I could put it in my house. So, all right, and so we pretty much covered everything. Buster, you got any? Before I end into the interview. First of all, I want to say appreciate you being on, especially at this time.
Thanks for inviting me.
And do you have anything going on in the near future as far as any performances that we might be interested in?
I think there's going to be a lot more naps and a lot more dino nuggets in my near future. In the meantime, though, and I love that you guys are doing this, and I hope that when the shops open back up again and everything, I hope you keep doing this. I think this is a really cool series, and especially the other guests you've had on, and like the history and the culture of the zoot suit, like that's so stinking cool. I love that, and I'm really looking forward to what happens next because I think it's going to be a real blending of the virtual and the real shows.
Yes.
Because as much as I've done like the virtual shows, and as much as it's kind of an awkward thing right now, I've also done shows in New York and Chicago and places like that. So like it's kind of cool. Even when things reopen, I can still do virtual shows all over the country, all over the world,
right,
when they can't afford to fly me in for the events.
right.
But speaking of that, in the meantime, my virtual show, I have a weekly show. We've actually been on hiatus, but it's coming back next weekend. It's called the Crazy Uncle Buster Show. So if you look me up, Buster Balloon, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, I'm just posting tons of kid-friendly, fun content, just something fun to keep people entertained and having fun during all this nonsense.
Yeah, and I would recommend our audience look them up on Instagram, Facebook, and I saw some of the videos and they're pretty funny. I mean, you're not only a balloon artist, but you're also a comic, and you do an outstanding job. I mean, you make me chuckle and laugh, and so I advise everybody to watch it because it's very entertaining, and we need to support our customers out there that are trying to make some income and trying to help their business out. So we appreciate, and we'll definitely spread that out to everybody that we know on this video. So and let me just, as we're starting to end the interview, I just want to tell everybody once again, thank you very much for supporting the store. We've been closed now since March 13th, I think it is. So we haven't had any indoor customers, but we are shipping online. So we thank you for all your orders that you're doing. You're really helping us out, especially in this tough time. We appreciate it. So keep ordering and keep an eye out for our newsletter on August 1st tomorrow, or it's going to go out tomorrow for August 1st, and it'll list all our sale items. We have a lot of sale items right now. So once again, on behalf of Phyllis, Ray Jr., Vanessa, Linda, and myself, we want to say thank you to everybody for your prayers and thoughts during this time. And like I said, please, if you want to support us, please look at something online and support small business, minority-owned business as well. So, Buster, we're going to wrap it up. So anything to add?
Yes. Keep supporting El Pachuco. Keep supporting the Zoot Suit lifestyle, the Pachuco lifestyle. Buy lots of suits because I own 6 El Pachuco Zoot suits. I can't buy enough to keep the shop supported, so you guys can help me out. Buy more stuff.
And we appreciate that, Buster. We appreciate that. And lastly, Buster, we want to wish you the best. Thank you for coming on and sharing some time with us. And we hope that your business keeps going during this time. And we're looking when it's over and you will be back up and running as normal, traveling around the world to perform. So once again, on behalf of the Estrella family, Buster, I want to say thank you for being a good client of ours, being a good friend, and we love you, and stay healthy and safe.
My pleasure. Love you guys too.
All right. Thank you.